I'd like to bring up my next guest, who I just recently met, actually at Robin's show.
She's not Jewish either.
She's not Jewish either. It's okay. She doesn't get a discount then. But I heard her cause, and I heard her talk, and I was like, I want this person for the Legacy Show. And so I talked to her, and I'm like, I said, in conversation, where'd you grow up? She said, you would know, in place in Jersey. I go, Charlie. She goes, South Brunswick, New Jersey. I go, my dad was the music teacher in South Brunswick, New Jersey. And she goes, Mr. Cedar? And so my father happened to be her music teacher, too. And when I brought up her name, he goes, oh yeah, Tammy Tibbetts, I remember her. And so, who knew? Well, anyways, if you look at the screen, she was listed as one of Time's 30 under 30. One of Forbes' 5 most powerful women changing the world for girls. She is the CEO of She's the First, which you're going to hear about. I'd like to bring up Tammy Tibbetts. Of course, I forgot to mention, actually, there's the microphone. One of the pictures up there, I'm going to actually go back, and I didn't know this, and I was like, oh my god, you were on the Marie Forleo show? And that's not how you say it, Marie Forleo show. I watch your stuff all the time, and I was like, oh my god. Like, it became rock star status after I saw that.
She sponsors a whole class of She's the First scholars.
Oh my god, does she really? Wow. Okay, so, look, I just need you to lay it out. How many of you out here actually know She's the First, what it is? We'll holler. Excellent. Oh, good. Just give us the quick one on it. Here it is up on the screen. What is it exactly?
Yes, well, first I want to say thank you again for having me,
yeah.
and Robin for being our connection here. It's crazy what a small world it really is.
Yeah.
So She's the First is a nonprofit that provides scholarships to girls in low-income countries who are going to be the first in their families to graduate from high school.
So a lot of people focus on college. You're focusing on high school.
For our scholarships, yes.
For your scholarships. And so how does that work? Because here in the United States, it's an entitlement, right? Or a privilege, or whatever, both, But it's an entitlement to be able to go. So why is it that money's needed to send people to high school?
Well, because the truth is that around the world, in low-income countries, education is not a universal right. And in particular, young women are the most disadvantaged, particularly when they get to high school age. They're either forced to drop out to get a job just to help support their families, or they're forced into early marriage, or they become pregnant and have to then stay home with their baby. But if they have a scholarship, and more importantly, a support network, it gives them a fighting chance to complete their education so that they can then break the cycle of poverty in their families and their community.
Wow. So how's the money actually used? Which, by the way, I'm putting Tammy's personal and She's the First ad signs up there. Not ad signs, well, handles. I don't know why I'm blanking out on this word today. If you want to tweet anything that she's saying. So how is the money actually used?
Well, I can give you an example.
Yeah, give us an example. I'm sure there's no one there.
Ellie, she lives in Tanzania, and she graduated from high school a couple years ago. So we funded a scholarship that not only made sure she was in the classroom learning, but also provided her with leadership training and a mentor, because she is the youngest of 9 kids in her family and was the first to graduate from high school. So she didn't have any role models. She didn't have anyone around her who could show her the way. And that just shows you how powerful it is. And quality education is so important, because these girls are going to be trailblazers, and they need to have confidence and strength to overcome obstacles when everyone, the society around them, keeps beating them down.
Wow. So the reason I have Tammy up here is because at each Legacy show, we always have one guest who is just so passionate about something that I'm like, I need you to just talk to the audience, because to show what it's like to do meaningful work, right? And so at some point in time, you said, that's the work for me. And so it's not that, fundraising money to send other people to high school is everyone's dream, but this is something that meant something to you. And I come from the belief of, if everyone does something that's meaningful to them, imagine just how different a world that would look. So at what point did you go this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm committing to it? Did you just wake up one day? Was it a slow process? How did it work for you?
Well, for me, founding and running a nonprofit was entirely accidental. My first career path was in journalism, specifically magazine journalism. So I wasn't quitting a job I hated. I actually loved what I did. I worked at 17, so I've always been really passionate about inspiring adolescent girls to reach their dreams. So I was the first social media editor for 17, and that was a lot of fun. But tracing back to college, I went to college in New Jersey, and when I was studying journalism, what is journalism? It's reporting on the facts and then presenting it to an audience so that they can make informed decisions and take action. You're taught to be, pretty unbiased and to be a bystander. So when I did a reporting assignment that was about a woman who was a refugee from Liberia, and then fast forward to the present, she was building a school to help educate orphaned and abandoned children. And I was learning for the first time, really, that there were 62 million girls out of school around the world, and how it didn't cost that much to fund a scholarship. So that's when I wanted to do something. And given not only my professional skill set in social media, but just my natural one as a millennial, I thought I can start a social media campaign, a YouTube video, and then a Twitter handle and Facebook page to encourage, at first, my friends to make giving back part of their lifestyle. Have a simple fundraiser, and you can have a cupcake bake sale, which many of our supporters do, and raise enough money, $400, to send a girl to school for a year.
Yeah, you guys do tie-dye cupcakes. That's your signature thing, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I focused in on the food. Ooh, great cost, cupcakes. So what's interesting is you're actually mirroring something that Stephanie has said. As as you progressed in your career and learning more about what you liked, you went journalism. Oh wow, youth, interesting. Telling the truth, introducing facts, and you melded it all together to something that was meaningful to you. So,
but it was meaningful to others as well. It struck a chord.
Yeah, well,
and that's what snowballed it into a nonprofit.
I'd like to think that a lot of times, if almost all times, when it's meaningful to you, it's meaningful to others. I believe as a species, as humans, as creatures that walk Earth, we're designed to give. Like, we are designed to give. If you look at other animals and insects, they're giving to their fellow communities. We're apparently, I read this somewhere once, I don't know if it's true, we're the only species that kills our own kind without cause. I believe that's true, and that whole idea of let's get back to the roots of just being animals with other animals, right, and being a community. So, just out of curiosity, because clearly you're a visionary, you have ideas for the future, you have a perspective of the world, that's creativity, right, a new perspective. What will the world look like when more girls go to high school around the world? What do you think it'll look like?
Well, the economy will be so much stronger, and families there will be less violence, period. One girl is a revolution, and all the problems we have in the world really could be avoided if there were equal access to education and equal rights for women. So
I just want to ask, it's not a challenge, but why? Why is it that education for more women will foster that kind of environment?
Because when they graduate, they earn a higher income with better job opportunities, and statistically, women are known for investing more of their income back into the family and community.
And it seems like we're at a time in the world where the world's ready to adopt this idea that it should be equal, gay marriage has now become a thing, right? A lot of, so much awareness in the world, and I'd like to think Generation Y, right, the millennials are responsible, the internet is responsible for that, so that's awesome. And the reason the Legacy Show is free is because I want to make sure this knowledge, this idea, this inspiration is available for everyone. So as you know, you didn't pay to come in, there's no drink minimum. LPR, thank you so much for giving us the space. But on your way out, sort of like Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, Rob will have a bucket back there. If you want to put $1 in there, I'm going to hand it all right to Tammy as soon as the show's over. Because why don't you tell everyone about this year right now, the fundraising year in 2015 you just had.
Oh yes, last year we had our first $1 million revenue year. Has a lot of cupcake bake sales supporting it. Has a lot of money.
It's a lot of tie-dye cupcakes. Again, I'm focused on the cupcake. So let's bring your attention to the screen real quick. I'm actually going to put the volume up a little bit because I'm not quite sure the video and the music next door complement one another. But here's a little video about Tammy, our
Good
cause.
news on today. This morning, we're doing that by revealing the secrets of successful women.
Today, contributing correspondent Jenna Bush-Hager is here to introduce us to two millennials making a big difference. Jenna, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I know these girls are amazing. They started She's the First, a nonprofit, when they were just 21 and 24, and they set out to change the world by educating one girl at a time.
We are the first. We are the first. We are the first.
I'm Tammy.
And I'm Kristen.
And we started She's the First.
Tammy Tibbetts and Kristen Brandt have always been passionate about girls' education, which led them to start She's the First, a nonprofit that engages students here in the U.S. to help sponsor girls' education around the world.
For a lot of families, if it comes down to choosing one or two of their children who go to school, they're going to choose the boy.
And for Tammy and Kristen, this mission is personal.
I'm the first in my family to graduate from college.
I'm the first in my family to graduate from college.
Even though my parents didn't go to college, it was an opportunity they wanted my sister and I to have. And I remember growing up, my dad, he worked overtime shifts and they saved up the money. They said I could do whatever I wanted to, whatever career path would make me happy. They couldn't introduce me to anyone. They couldn't tell me how to get there, but they could drive me to the train station so I could get to New York City.
And it was in New York City that Tammy launched She's the First, meeting Kristen through social media. You know, I love that you've started this non-for-profit, this business based on millennials, and you met on Facebook.
It is fitting, isn't it?
Is that?
Yeah, and we launched as a YouTube video.
She could be the first female president of her country.
That 2009 YouTube video turned them into superstars in the nonprofit world. They have won the UN Award for creating global change and are on Time Magazine's 30 Under 30 and Fast Company's The 1,000 Most Creative People in Business.
Today we have 500 scholars all around the world in 10 different countries, and they're going on to do amazing things. Some of them now have even graduated college, which is a step further than we even aimed to do.
Bringing girls across the world together. Today, there are 125 high school and college She's the First clubs that single-handedly raise money for scholars, one cupcake at a time.
The tie-dyed cupcakes are our signature fundraiser that students do because, I mean, who can't bake cupcakes? It's such an easy entryway into our mission. We've raised over $2 million to date.
Changing the world is no easy feat, but the women shared with us a few keys to their success. Text, talk, or email?
Talk. Email.
Life motto?
It always seems impossible until it's done.
Learning never stops.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Are you happy?
Absolutely.
Do you consider yourself successful?
Yes, I consider myself successful because I've founded She's the First, and in turn, we've had so many girls get an education and become successful in their own lives so that it's become this huge ripple effect of exponential success.
With an optimistic future, Tammy and Kristen are confident their mission will continue to grow.
Our goal is that by 2020, we will have sponsored 10,000 years of education.
Inspired by their own hard work and girls halfway around the world who are breaking boundaries and proving girl power is very real. Even though, you know, you're the first of your family, these girls, some of them are the first of their communities. Yeah. Do you see yourself in them in any way?
I see a lot of my fire in them. Almost by default, if you're going to be the first person in your family or your community to go to school to achieve all of these really audacious goals that these girls have, you have to have that fire. Mm-hmm. I think so many of our students, they really have that fire.
And I have no doubt that Tammy and Kristen will achieve all of their goals. One thing that they stress, which we all know, by educating these girls, they're changing their entire communities. They're pretty impressive, right?
They're changing communities for generations as well, starting
exactly, because we know
that
that if mothers have babies, if they've gone to college, their girls will go to school as well.
Really cool. So that segment, guess how much money it brought into She's the First?
How much?
$180,000.
Wow.
So media is a very powerful thing.
It's awareness. People just need to know, you know, and they need to know the facts. Like what you said, you know, Stephanie said it earlier. You know, as I'm watching the video, I just want to know to know that you are creating that kind of impact and change, what does it feel like?
I'm just so proud of all of our students, our scholars, and while this work is hard, being an entrepreneur, it does not compare to the hikes that they have to do up mountains to get to school, the fear that they may have going home every day, not knowing if their safety is in jeopardy, and the courage that they have to keep going when everyone's doubting them. Because I feel like I just have everyone saying, yeah, like, you can do it, she's the first is great, and I have all these cheerleaders who have my back, whereas they have naysayers. So that's what gets me going and waking up every day so excited to know that they have the courage to persevere, and I'm going to do my best to be there for them. Because we all have safety nets. If we're in this room, if we're in New York City, whereas they don't have any.
Right. We take it for granted. We complain when we have to go to school, right? And these are people who don't get to, or they get ridiculed or whatever it is, or they have to go uphill both ways and have their safety compromised as well. So just real quick, if someone wanted to participate, not only in donating money's only one way, what are other ways people can get involved with your organization? This is the first.
Well, you can come talk to me after. We're on our website, she'sthefirst.org. There's a take action section that lists many ways, and it's not all fundraising. It's watching documentaries and sharing them on your social media. We have events and volunteer opportunities in New York City, so you can sign up, follow us, our newsletter.
So that's to do She's the First. Now, what advice would you give someone who goes, there is a cause that really means a lot to me, but man, I just don't have the time to pursue it. But I know it means a lot. You have people, well, one day I'm going to fundraise for that, or I'm going to go volunteer there, but they don't do it. So what advice would you give them? Anybody who's like, there's something that I really believe in and I want to pursue helping that cause.
Just do one thing. You don't have to start something. You could donate your birthday instead of gifts. Ask people to donate to a cause that you believe in, or make an introduction. If you don't have money to give, you probably know someone who does. And your voice is very powerful.
It only takes one. One is greater than zero, right? All right, you have 15 seconds and a microphone that can be heard around the world, which it sounds like you already have it anyways. But if you had it right now, 15 seconds, what would you say?
I would say if you can write your name, if you can read, then do something for the millions of girls and women around the world who can't.
Tammy Tibbetts. Just hearing speakers like the ones we have today, and the wanting to give and the wanting to create and the wanting to make things happen, it inspires me. And honestly, I do these shows because it inspires me, and I know it inspires others. And so inspire yourself. The legacyofyou.com, which is my blog, the whole idea is live to inspire others. I love finding ways to help other people feel inspired. And